Hey, what's up, guys? So, yesterday's win brought me back up a bit, 1848. And I'm guessing if I were to win today, I'd get 17 or 18 points. So, I would be in striking distance for next week with the 2-1. And of course, if I go backwards, to 17 or 18 points, and I'm right around that 1830 again. So, it really comes down to trying to get a win to get this forward progress going. So far, I've been 2-1 every week. Going 1-2 is not terrible. I'd still have time to make it M1. The unfortunate thing is, even if I get there, which it'll be good to get there, we go backwards a level. And I just think that's just counterproductive at this point of the game for the player base. So here's the ranking, and you can see how things are turning out. And Nook 19, I've seen him quite a bit. Not sure why he didn't attack this week, but I've seen him quite a bit at this level, so something must be going on with him. My opponent is Mike T. So you can see Mike is at about 82 mil and nearly 3.4 mil STP. And these are my stats. So my defense, nothing changed. I definitely want to try out Deadpool and X23 again with Gambit Rogue and Black Knight. And so Pegasus is still in 2, basically Extreme in 3. Gonna try them with Bishop this time to see if that gives them a chance to get going. Or if Sunspot gets deleted early because he's next to Bishop, maybe that'll give him a chance to get going. Gonna try one more time just to see how this Out of Time with Dorm does and make some decisions after today. I'll take a look at the entire week to see if the net of my entire defense, if it's worth having them in 4. Because I did see them on offense, but that was with Black Knight as well. So it makes me wonder. And then of course Spider Side in 5. So far the counters have been the same counters in room 2, with the addition being Cabal. And maybe Cabal doesn't work on them in 2, so one of my opponents did use Cabal on them in 5. And then Infinity Watch in 6. So I was streaming with Updog yesterday, so my attacks are in. So I want to go over the rooms this way with you guys, just so you can get a look at it and see what's going on. His room 1 was his biggest room, and he had Gambit Rogue with Nightcrawler and Forge in here. So I know Desir has taken out this team twice. I looked at one of his videos, and he took it out with Masters of Evil APOC. And I thought about doing that. And I said, well, as I looked at the rest of his teams on defense, I said, I can use Cabal here and be for sure. And so I want to try Cabal and Skrull with Hela against this team. At first I was going to go with M. I said, well, let's just see how Hela does. And I'm really starting to like Hela with this team. So let me give you guys a look here and see how this plays out. And so the biggest thing is the Skrull goes first, and I think that gives him a chance to get going. And of course the first hit was on Greg from Nightcrawler, so that's a big help. And then as we're going into the match, the Extreme gets going pretty good, but I was able to take out Dorm early, and I think that's my focus now. Delete Dorm as soon as possible. And after that, it's just really the Cabal show that's starting to take off. So the Greg is a good chance to deflect whatever's coming in and keep Hela and Skrull safe for the most part in this particular matchup. So room 2 is the traditional rock, paper, scissors look, and I have Pegasus in here, so he uses Bifrost, and it's a punch down, so you guys get an idea how this goes. I'm not going to show it because it's been shown so many times, and we'll just move on to room 3. Room 3, he has his Noir in here, so my guess is his Spider Society is not built up yet, or he's waiting to get the complete team before he builds them up, as to why he doesn't have them anywhere. And so this was a particular concern, and I wasn't quite sure what to use in here. And that was one of the reasons I switched things around and decided to use Cabal on 1, because I figured Superior 6 would be safer. And even so, you can still see the damage my team took. But let's just take a look at this. So Noir goes first. He's very quick, and the assists start coming in. And my thought is, okay, maybe they can survive, and then they'll take off. And pretty much that's what happens. So room 4 was surprisingly harder than I thought. And he's got a really big Omega Red, and that was problematic. And it just kind of takes you back to how all these tunes work. And it's like, okay, you gotta just focus back and kind of think about when they're going to take their turn so that you can make your moves accordingly. And that caught me off a bit. And so this definitely drug my score down. So I lead in on Magneto. I wasn't sure at first if I should go for OR, but I said, let me just hit Magneto, be sure I don't get this blind. And then I thought OR would take more damage from that basic. And here I thought he'd be ability blocked. And so I go after Nemesis. Now, to my surprise, this is where the power of this team comes in handy, because they're all villains. And you can see the damage they've done to my team. So his room 4 is not a room put together to hold the room. It's simply a bunch of villains that, depending on what you're going to take in there, will do what it did to me. It'll wreck your efficiency. And that got me to thinking, like, wow, I don't really use any of these tunes, and this could be a better room 4 just to try to run this. But at the end of the day, this team was pretty well put together for its purpose. So room 5 is Infinity Watch, and they have Black Knight in here. And once again, the reason for the shuffling and not use APOC in 1 is because I just felt more confident after going through several teams that it's just best to take APOC in here and just go with that traditional look, big time Spider-Man, Weaver, and Eternals with APOC, and take care of this room. And so here, to my surprise, I got caught up, and perhaps I could have tried my Secret Defenders with Lizard, and that might have worked as a mirror. I'm not sure. But it's just been so long since playing this. And I actually looked at a Jex video, and I think I saw Purple Sticky, and he got hit pretty hard. And then just in watching videos, I think Mobile Gamer got stuck just like I did. So this is just a reminder of how good this team can be. However, in talking to Pat, he just reminded me that it's like Black Cat and Big Time Spider-Man are so valuable on offense now because they can take care of the revives on certain teams, that you lose a lot by putting them on defense this season. So it's a serious choice to make here, especially when you're thinking about Black Cat on defense or offense. But let's just take a look and see how this goes. So I lead in with Lizard, and everything starts off just fine, you would think. Now, Big Time does do a lot of damage to Lizard, which has to be expected. And at the end of the day, I believe he has a G19 Robbie. I think it was 2 diamonds. And so that hit from Robbie was just devastating. And perhaps a different approach when I'm looking at these G19 Robbies is necessary. Because at the end of the day, he's really what did my team in. So once again, that's just a reminder how strong this team is, Secret Defenders with Spider-Man Noir, and what guys are not seeing as much now because we're seeing Noir on offense so much. So at the moment, my opponent hasn't attacked. You know, my dropping one room, I have a good score for dropping one room. The question is, will he be able to one-shot? And I think the only thing that will slow him down is room 1. The other rooms are possible. He's seen those. And so at this point of the season, I think it's all about trying to get a different look going to try to trip guys up. And so once he attacks, I'll add that portion of the video in. We'll see the score, who wins, and then I'll go over how my defense did.